Okay, so I've been helping a lot of people these days with lots of types of training, but in this case to do with insulin problems with people. So people have had like diabetes problems with diabetes number one, being that the pancreas doesn't secrete any insulin, which is a major problem. Diabetes 2, which is insulin type resistance. So the pancreas secretes some insulin, maybe not enough, and the cells sometimes open up to take up the glucose with the insulin into the cells for energy, and sometimes they don't open up. And then type 3 is linked to like Alzheimer's, things like that, and even dementia, and the list goes on. So lots of areas to consider and lots of other factors to look at. So I mean, if it's type 3 and then it's Alzheimer's or dementia and things like that, then you got to start looking at the brain a bit more. And I go a bit more into the science of that with people, and then I'll get them to see some type of neurologist and endocrinologist, someone deals in hormones, things like that. So lots of areas to consider to doing it right. Obviously optimal nutrition in every single way. And I have to look at everything they're taking. So when people are depriving their bodies of so many key nutrients, the body will struggle to repair and be in balance and work optimally. Brain chemistry, hormones, and just everything the body does. So what I try to do is, because I've had huge successes with people with doing resistance training, not cardio. I'm sure cardio has its place just for general moving around. But with insulin, you've got to be careful. There's lots of levels to it. But I'll get people doing a lot of weight training, because then the body is forced out of the pancreas to secrete and regenerate and re-energize insulin in the pancreas. So this is massive. This is groundbreaking, powerful stuff. So and it's been a huge turnaround for people. I've been finding that they've been able to take less of their insulin dosages. They've actually felt better, more focus, more stamina, more energy, endurance, all things like that. So that's great. People don't know that stuff, or they don't use that enough. And everything has to be well thought out and strategically structured and balanced and well placed. You need to know what you're doing, because there's a lot to everyone's health. I mean, if you got someone like some people I work with are quite overweight and all that, so if they've got insulin problems, and depending on what type, that's a big concern itself in doing it right. So lots of areas to consider, and if you've got addiction type problems, then there's even more things which play up. So I've been able to re-energize pancreas release of insulin naturally within the body, which is huge, so that I get them to go get tests done at the doctors every now and then, whether it's every couple of weeks, every couple of months, to see what the progress is. The more they do that, the more I know, and then I know how to fine-tune everything. A lot of people just don't know what to do and what their problem is that they've got in the body, and don't know where to go and who to see. So, if you get stuck with something, ask me. I'll tell you. I'll be able to find out the research if I don't exactly know it, or you tell me something, I'll be able to work it out straight away, or within 5 minutes or half an hour, easy. The other key thing is what I get to do with a lot of people is making sure that their gut and their intestinal tract is extremely healthy, because so much is to do with your overall health in the body with the gut and the intestinal tract, the amount of hormones that are produced in the intestinal tract, things like that. And then with insulin and all that, because everything digests and breaks down, gets absorbed into the gut and all that, and intestinal tract and into the bloodstream. So that's important for insulin. So I'll get people on like a really good brand, like maybe Metagenics for gut relief. I'll get them on like a glutamine, the amino acid, to help the gut and intestinal tract, because your intestinal tract uses so much glutamine to heal and feed your cells. Like some of the cells, you've got your enterocyte cells, which actually help to absorb nutrients, break it down, and repair your glands of your body. You've got things like the cell mucous membrane to help really give the mucus, which every organ has, which is like the lining or the coating to make it stay healthy. And you've got things like the villi and microvilli, which help to break down nutrients as well. And there's a load more, stack more. Then I use things like probiotics, even prebiotics on top of that, which is extremely good both of them together perform a symbiotic, which goes all the way from the gut all the way to your colon, which is great. A lot of cases, just using a probiotic is good enough. It depends on how bad what the problem is, all the way down to the bottom. I mean, you can get colon cancer, so really good optimal glutamine and pre and probiotics to really help that. But then you need to go and see some type of a doctor that deals in butt problems, essentially. So. But then I get people on things like oil of wild oregano, which helps to kill bad bacteria, parasites, fungus and germs within the gut and intestinal tract as well. And then get things, a supplement called Quercetin, so a natural remedy. And that, so Quercetion, so that really helps to bind the junctions of the cells really tight together, like glue, so then there's no gaps and bridges, so we don't have like a leaky gut syndrome and everything is just tight. Mucus is together and flowing fluidly really well, and everything's just working optimally. So that's a bit of an insight into what I do, and I have had huge big turnarounds with people because with muscle adaptation work, the body's forced to reproduce things and re-establish brain communication, receptor-sites, neurotransmitters, refire them, re-energize them, and hormones as well in the body. And then when you have optimal nutrition on top of it, awesome. And then the pancreas is forced to recreate insulin, and you can slowly wean yourself off. That's an extremely complex process to do that. But yeah, people have had big turnarounds with what I've been doing, and it's fantastic. And because when you break down muscle, it's different with cardio, but with muscle adaptation work, the body is forced, it will find a way through different processes and chemical reactions, it will uptake the glucose into the cells to take it to the muscles. It's forced to reproduce, but even that has to be careful, because then people will overeat, and then maybe they have to take more insulin. So that's not always the case, because as a slow process, the body will slowly build back up more insulin within the pancreas. So there's more science there, but I'm not going to go into that. But it does work, and it just has to be strategically structured very well. So this is James, and all the best, and yeah, good luck.